Hello students, I am Dr. Tanmoy বিশ্বাস. I welcome you all in my channel Tanmoy Kim. Today's topic of discussion is on MCQ and the question is in front of you. I request everyone please pause the video, try by yourself and whatever answer you get, please write in the comment box along with few words as explanation. I believe you have tried, so let's start. Now if you look at this molecule, it's your reactant and this is your reagent. So what is the major product of this reaction? So let's start the discussion. Before going to the main thing, let's learn what it produces, NaNO2 and HCl. By the way, NaNO2 and HCl, they react together and produces HNO2. If you look at NaNO2, it is a salt. If you look at HCl, if I say it's a strong acid, and HNO2 is comparatively weaker acid, and along with this it produces a salt NaCl. Now if you look at this HNO2, it is not a stable molecule, it can't be stored. Okay, so you need to generate this during the reaction medium, which is called as in situ reaction. Now what happened here? So from strong acid to weaker acid, you can understand, okay, thermodynamically this is possible. By the way, since it is a weaker acid and one strong acid is present, so strong acid dissociates completely. So you can understand, okay, it dissociates completely and produces H plus and Cl minus, and that H plus will stop the dissociation of HNO2 further, point number one. But here what will happen that this produced molecule can react with H plus. Why? Because in terms of strong acid, these HNO2 can behave as a weak acid. What it will do? So in this case, this H plus will be protonated by these oxygen. Now you may ask one question, sir, these oxygen there, this nitrogen there, these oxygen there, why the protonation happened on oxygen 3 not nitrogen? Because generally we consider that nitrogen is stronger base compared to oxygen. Obviously it is true that nitrogen is stronger base than oxygen, but this nitrogen protonation doesn't have any fate. Okay, but if protonation happened on oxygen, it has a fate. So this protonation will take place, and ultimately what it generate, these OH2, and oxygen will carry a formal positive charge on itself. By the way, there were two lone pair, so one will go, one will still remain. Now positive charge on oxygen is not stable, that's why it will leave this water neutral molecule. So in this case, neutral water molecule will come out and it produce NO plus. By the way, this NO plus, you can look at, there is a positive charge on nitrogen, so it will act as the electrophile. Or another thing happen, if small amount of HNO2 dissociate, then it will produce NO2 minus, so that can attack here and produce N2O3 molecule. By the way, still if you look at this nitrogen attached here, so it is actually relatively better leaving group. So if it leaves also, the electrophile will generate. So both case, the electrophile will be the same NO plus. It is called nitrosonium. Student, often people get confused about the name. So it is called nitrosonium ion or nitrosonium cation, whatever you say. This is electron deficient because positive charge is carried by nitrogen atom, and positive charge means deficiency of electron. That's why it is electrophile. Now next case, what will happen? Next case, one reaction will follow, that is Trifano-Demjanov rearrangement. Let's learn what happened. Now you can say, sir, there is a pH aromatic ring, so this NO plus can react with this pH. Agree, but compared to that, a better option is available, this nitrogen. This nitrogen is better nucleophile. And remember, whenever you are talking about aromatic electrophilic substitution, that case it is associated with significantly higher energy of activation, because during the sigma complex formation, aromaticity is lost. Now what will happen in this case? This nitrogen will attack. By the way, oxygen will also have lone pair, but since the electronegativity of oxygen is higher, so it is less reluctant compared to nitrogen to donate its electron pair to someone else. So that's why these will donate. Now the positive charge will be neutralized, and by the way, I'm just showing this part. So by the way, if you look at this nitrogen, it was a neutral molecule. It gave its lone pair. So consequently, it will have a formal positive charge, and it is attached to N double bond O, and this positive charge will be neutralized by the removal of this hydrogen in the form of H plus. Next it will produce N attached with one hydrogen attached with N double bond O. Now next step, there is actually a equilibration. Okay, so it's a tautomerism. So this hydrogen will be shifted there and there will be a nitrogen bond. Okay, so N double bond N, NOH. Student, recall the medium HCl, acidic. So in this medium it can also be protonated further. Same logic, it has a fate. Other nitrogen, they can be protonated, but that does not have any fate, so protonation will not happen there. So it will leave, and what it will generate? Cation. By the way, during this leaving, this lone pair will assist such that this OH can leave. So what it will generate finally, if I say, it will generate a diazo compound. This is one pH, this is one OH, this is attached to N2 plus, and who is the counter anion? Obviously Cl minus. Okay, so this is diazonium chloride. Look at, student, this is aliphatic diazonium chloride. Nothing mentioned temperature. It is not stable. We have studied that aliphatic diazonium chloride is not stable. Only aromatic diazonium chloride is stable, but obviously at lower temperature, 0 to 5. So it is not. So what will happen? It will break down and it will come as N2, nitrogen gas. And remember, nitrogen, there is a triple bond, strong bond, very stable. So it will come out. Next, what will happen? There will be a positive charge here. And by the way, this elimination is assisted or favored by the neighboring group participation of phenyl. What do I mean? So you can draw phenyl ring in this way. Okay, so this is, so these ring electron density can attack here. Okay, so overall there will be a shifting of this phenyl ring. So if one phenyl ring shifted, then you may expect that, sir, okay, this is pH, this is a carbocation, this is OH, and there is one pH. By the way, this is a positive charge. It is benzylic with respect to this phenyl. Agree? 1 point. Second point, neighboring position, there is one oxygen who has two lone pairs. So one of the lone pair could be donated. So what it will result? It will result finally pH, C double bond OOH. If you look at this, it is a protonated carbonyl. By the way, there was a positive charge attached to neutral group. Neutral group gave its electron pair, so the positive charge will go on oxygen, and this positive charge will be neutralized by elimination of these hydrogen as H plus. So it will produce this compound. Okay, by the way, if you read pinacol rearrangement, that case it was OH. Under acidic conditions, such kind of reaction takes place. So it has a similarity in mechanism, but name is different. Triphanu-Demjanov rearrangement. Okay, so this is the product. Now if you look at here, what is the product? Option D is the product. Now in this case, student, I suggest, remember this concept. In this case, I do not recommend any shortcut, because if you do not know mechanism, that is difficult. And here I do not have any suggestion for you regarding shortcut. But one thing I can say, during this reaction, in this example, if you look at, there is actually one carbon missing. So it is an inappropriate answer. There is a reduction, not that much. It's an oxidation, not this is, but I would say remember this. I do not have any shortcut for this problem. So this is the overall discussion. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.